Hello?
Looks like
There you
I'm gonna
go.
say this again, yeah. All right, Slack. Welcome. How's it going?
What's up?
Lance,
It's going
Zane,
good.
and Zach.
Hello.
So yeah, I wanted to start off the conversation with an anecdote about watching you guys play that show. We just watched the video of. I was just like, that was at Savage Weekend 2019. I was like incredibly high on a combination of mushrooms, and what I was told was ketamine, but God knows what it actually was. And I didn't watch any of the bands at all on the second night until I just happened to randomly stumble into the nightlight and say, okay, I'm going to watch a band. And then you guys started, and I had no idea who you guys were, what you guys sounded like, or what was about to happen. And then in my completely inebriated and altered state, like I just was like, I could detect like no imprecision or no mistake whatsoever. And like, it seemed to me like all the decisions and all the moves were just so airtight from the very beginning to the absolute end. And I was absolutely blown away on a fucking psychedelic level. And I thought to myself,
Wow.
and I was like hitting poor Ryan Martin, like on the shoulders, just like, are you fucking seeing this, man? Screaming and yelping in joy, pissing him off to no end, I'm sure. But anyway, that was my experience, and that's like, I was like, oh, Slack is my new favorite band. So anyway, that was my that's my fucking Slack story. That carried me up until tonight even. So yeah, once again, welcome to the fucking show. And let's talk about Slack.
Thanks.
Let's talk about what Slack is all about from your perspective this time.
Well, I think, if I may, you hit the nail on the head, or you figured out you unlocked the key to the trick that is the band. You couldn't detect any mistakes because the whole thing is one big mistake. You can't do anything wrong if you're not supposed to be doing it in the first place. So
yeah, mistakes are all about
It's
context.
It's an illusion. Yeah, but thank you. That's like ideal conditions for, I think, any audience. Like, if that could be everyone's story or like everyone's experience, that's like, I don't know, ideal conditions as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I would absolutely recommend combining psychedelic drugs, especially in those kinds of settings, just for all our listeners out there who are curious.
Yeah, I was on mushrooms when we played. Me and Zach both. Laurie gave me and Zach some, and I think she made Zach get down on his knees like a dog, in order. Otherwise, that was basically the deal. It was like beg for them like a dog, or you don't get them. And we were like falling asleep. We were about to fall asleep out back at the nightlight. And Laurie was like, "Look, I think this might wake you up," but it wasn't for nothing. Basically, Zach definitely had to do some dog stuff. Speaking of
It was a joy.
that, it was a joy.
I'd do it
Speaking of
again.
that, we were talking about when we were talking about like other. Oh, sorry. Never mind. I got forget it. We were going to talk about stuff that like Zach's other collaborations actually, and just like
let's work our way up into kind of where Slack came from in the context of the city and the scene y'all were in, and then like what Slack is, and then so let's start there. Zach, if you want to chime in and kind of describe the background that led you up to Slack.
I I can recall running into Zane on the street. Maybe it was Front Street near Old Liberty Choice, and I stopped him and told him that I heard a track he had posted online and that I really dug it. And then maybe a few months later, Zane hit me up, and we played a few shows. And I think Lance was at one of those and said he would like to play some drums.
So we're looking at
with us.
a double guitar improvised set.
No.
Where was that?
No, it was Zane on electronics.
Oh, I see.
But
That was
Lance
under
and
the
I
bridge,
played a show.
right?
Lance and I, before Slack, we did I think it was before Slack, we did one set as Absorbance that was like just two. We both just did like computer stuff.
Yeah.
Which was,
But then
you were like manipulating you were like manipulating like a D beat sample or something. It was funny.
Yes, some dumb. Yeah. But I actually had played another show with Zach before we sat down as Slack. I played with Algae Group. It was called
Algae Group.
Was that Jim's project?
Yeah, me and Jim and other people in the group. I think we did a pageant with you.
Yeah, but I was playing just like a synth in a box.
Yeah, it was sick. I have the recording. It's good.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, the first time I saw Lance play was at Marvelous Records, and was Dick Neff with the drums synth combo. So you were like playing drums back then, and then I don't think I saw you play drums until we all jammed together.
Yeah, that project tried to kill me, and I had to stop. So, and I didn't. Maybe I was playing with Mindless Attack for a minute.
I didn't
then I
actually
quit.
see you guys play. No, I saw you play drums with Tominski once. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
But I feel like I didn't really play anything till we sat down and started playing, and then it's like this is me actually playing.
So we're looking at a scene of just one-off gigs and improv like units that are just interchangeable, solo shows, and then people getting together just to play. So, but Slack, would you say that Slack is something that congealed and just kind of like stuck around for longer, had a bit longer shelf life than the other kinds of projects you guys are describing?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Definitely.
Yeah.
It just felt like a band. It felt like a band in a way where, kind of like exactly what you were saying, where it felt like it was airtight, and we weren't really even trying to do that. So we were like, we have to keep doing this. It could probably only get better if we just get together more.
Yeah.
So we did.
And you saw that value. Was it a mixture of different styles that really made you guys feel excited about it? Because like there could be absolutely free music, but then there could be music that has, aesthetic cues and signifiers from different kinds of styles.
I mean,
was that something that you found exciting?
For me, it was not that. It was not that we were all doing something different. Is that we were all agreeing on doing the same thing via different means, so that when we were all doing the same thing together, it was one thing instead of like three people doing different things at the same time.
Right.
So then like the longer we've played, the more it becomes one thing, and It's crazy. As long as we sit down, or as long as we don't play, when we sit down, it seems like we played the day before. And we've definitely had long stints of where we're not playing at all. But then we sit down and like we pick up exactly where we were, and it's really confusing and astounding. So it's like this is just a thing. We just keep doing it.
Right. Yeah. And sorry.
No, I mean, I was just gonna say I haven't done that much like free improvising with other people, but I have played in other bands that were way more traditional, and I've never been in a band with people that didn't need to fucking talk about the music constantly, including myself. And it's like awesome in this band, like to just, it's like everything that gets talked about with the music is just a joke that never actually amounts to any serious practice. It just, everything that we do is just in the moment what happens. So it's really, it's like, it takes up about, when we were like doing it all the time and touring, like mentally and temporally, it takes up so much less time and space, and even physically. Like I like a thing I like about this band is the minimal nature of like what it requires to be completely self-sufficient, and like all of those things, just like kind of making it really convenient and easy. And that I think is why it stuck around, because it just sort of, we know that we all are like across the country right now, and like we could just get together anywhere with like whatever shit, and I think it would probably rip. I don't know.
I have to disagree a little bit, because we kind of tried that when we went down to play the bullshit Art Basel thing, and we had almost none of our gear.
Our stuff. No, if we had our stuff,
we had our
like art. Yeah. No, yeah, you guys were using fucking crappy drums and amps and shit. I mean, by the end of it, we were tearing it up, but it was definitely pretty rough the first couple nights for sure.
Yeah, it was tough. Some failures.
That last night, though. Last night, the basement in the mall was great, though. I thought that night was fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
You need your axe. You can't improvise with pieces of wood, unless you can. I guess.
It's stupid. That's its whole own thing.
So you guys, yeah, for sure. You guys have done some touring. That's cool. Like, do you want to talk a bit about that? Like, did you guys put together merch for those kinds of things?
Oh yeah, you have pictures of all the handmade labels for home dubbed tapes for our first micro tour. Yeah, but that was in Providence. We found some garbage and put it on the roof of the trusty snail. What do you call that? X-cargo.
X-cargo, yeah.
Yeah. But these are all like labels for cassettes that we sold.
Handmade each copy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Middle of the night. It was a fun project.
And then our friend David released our second tape, which was some of the same segments from that.
It was the same session, but just like edited.
Yeah, the same sessions, right? And that was on a Philly-based label called Sprawl Tapes.
I think there's
Crystal Spirit.
You can still get those.
No, I think
they're still out there.
I have a stack.
I thought
Zach has a stack.
Because I thought I bought the last of them from him like a while ago, but I could be wrong. He did get he did make more.
I thought that's what I did.
Yeah, I mean, he made more at some point after the first one, but I don't know if he has any left.
And then you guys were sitting on material for almost an entire year. Oh, we got a caller.
Oh, someone's calling?
Yeah, let's try. Caller, you're on the air. Would you like to speak to Slack?
Hey, hello?
Yeah, go for it.
Hey, it's Morgan. It's good to see you all in one place in some way, although it's not in person. But I appreciate your perspective on the band and sharing some of these stories. I think maybe Jeremy was about to get to this question, but I was wondering if there was any other recordings that you all enjoy, maybe individually or as a group that might see the light of day. And Lance, I think the tape looks awesome. I can't wait to get one and look at it and listen to it.
Wait, Morgan, stuff that we made? You're asking about?
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, I can hear you on the phone. Okay.
You're asking about stuff that we made? Do we have more recordings?
There's more?
Are you asking if we have more?
Yeah, I'm asking if there's more. If you might release them.
Yeah.
Let me play the commercial one more time. So this is a commercial for the next batch of tapes that are now available. You can go ahead to their Bandcamp and order it from them. I'm going to roll this one more time. Thanks for calling. Here we go with
Bye, Morgan.
Video. Hell yeah. So go ahead and get those new tapes. We're going to, there was another commercial that was made for a specific tape of this batch. Lance, would you mind giving us some background information about
it? Yeah, I guess it's just like a teaser. It's like a video teaser that our friend Josh Rival made for the cloning tape that I just put out. It's called Splattertronics.
All right. Hell yeah. All right.
Cool.
So you were,
I like that video.
For this new tape, you guys were sitting on audio for like almost more than a year before it was released, right? Is that correct?
That's right.
Yeah. Cool. So
I think
let's go into detail about like the process of how that all came to be, if you don't mind.
So I'm not sure if Zane had moved, or I think Zach and I were, maybe Zach or Zane was just out of town and Zach and I wanted to keep playing. So we just kept playing and made a bunch of recordings. And then this was pre-COVID, so we were like, oh, we can just give these recordings to Zane and he can add whatever he wants, and that still counts as Slack because there are no rules. So that's exactly what the new tape is. It's just recordings that Zach and I made together and then gave to Zane. And the A side he processed and added material, and then the B side I think he just jammed. There's like two different cuts from different jams that he then jammed on top
of. I only really I processed you guys on all of it extensively. But the difference, the A side is that my sound is triggered by like you guys, and on the B side, I like I was like kind of tweaking like the tape machine. I was fucking with the tape machine, playing you guys like into the tape machine and the feedback loop or something. But on the A side, it's just like the bass drum and the low frequency guitar or whatever is just like causing a software synth that I made to just fucking wig out, basically.
So you would approach a recording and a performance as totally different entities, totally different artworks.
I mean, yeah. The end. I feel like the result really the result's kind of like indistinguishable in my opinion. Like unless you hear someone tell you how it was done, it's like it doesn't really matter. It's kind of just another thing where it was like out of convenience, like I was saying before. It's just like some really good recordings that those guys made that they really liked, and I was like, I would really like to have a really separated sound for what I'm doing rather than it sort of bleeding into the room as much, or like the bleeding into their microphones or whatever. So it was kind of just for that reason, and yeah, it worked out really good. I like the way it sounds. It's cleaner. I like that. I like it to sound clean.
Yeah.
Zach, do we have you or did we lose you?
Yeah, I think I'm back in.
Nice, man. Do you want to chime in about the recording, the tape?
Yeah, I think it's pretty close to what it would sound like live. I think we'll probably end up doing more of that recording process.
Are you all permanently, or with the exception of Zach, are you guys out of Philly permanently for the most part?
I moved to Maine.
Nothing's nothing's permanent.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
nothing's true.
Nothing is permanent. Nothing is true and nothing is permanent.
I mean, in the long run, we'll be out not in Philly more than, I don't know. That's stupid. Never mind.
We're still all in the same country.
We're everywhere.
We're on the same page. Yeah, we're everywhere.
Whoa!
So
really? That's crazy.
The band will. Hopefully, like when we're dead, somehow, someone will release something.
I'm really not trying to leave.
We'll get the tapes to Morgan.
Okay, yeah, we'll just give him the Morgan. Morgan can be like the executor of our recording library.
Morgan, you're hired.
But yeah, I had fun making that tape. It was great.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I
was
think
just alone in my room the whole time.
What's Caribou?
What's
the scene in Caribou like? If you don't mind me asking.
If I walk down the street, it looks just like what's behind you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like here. Right? Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's beautiful.
Is that Karina?
But no, yeah, Karina's here.
Hello.
Karina's. Zach says hi.
Hi.
Karina says hi. Yeah, it's awesome, and we just kind of came here on a whim. Karina and I each had like a couple friends here, so we kind of just came up to check it out, and there happened to be an apartment here, and we looked at it, and everything's been great. Honestly, we just came up here, and it's like, wow, this is just a winter wonderland. It's lovely.
Damn, nice.
I feel like I foresee that. I think we'll be playing together in a live format as soon as possible.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's
yeah.
There's no doubt.
Y'all are a band, and you're not going to stop rocking anytime soon.
Hell no.
We're going straight to Pittsburgh.
Nice.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. We're coming.
Hell yeah, man. Well, we're going to wrap things up. I wanted to thank you once again for coming on, taking the time and speaking to the people. The Twitch chat tonight's been extremely saucy.
New Haven, Pittsburgh, bro.
Oh. Who would have predicted this a nasty chat? Every time I've been in one, it gets insane.
Nasty chat. It's mostly Amanda.
Thanks for having us.
Oh yeah, no doubt, Zach. Thanks for going through the rigmarole. It's definitely
thank you.
Glad that everyone got on there in the end. Yeah, Mandy and Chrissy are just going at it on the Twitch chat. Oof.
I can only imagine.
Sick. All right, fellas. Have a good night. We're gonna sign off with y'all. Unless there's something else you want to mention and talk about, of course.
Just thanks for putting this show together. I think.
Yeah, thank you.
The crew appreciates it.
No doubt.
Yeah, of course, man. Where there's a will, there's a way. We're gonna cruise on into commercial.
Bye-bye.
So long, my dog. For a brand new record label. Called Hold. Damn, did I have the fucking... That was a cross-pollination of advertising, I think, unfortunately. All right, folks, it's time to watch a video by Mem1. It's Mark and Laura Satilia from Providence, Rhode Island. They gave me a little write-up to read about the video. So we're going to go ahead and... Pyropop 6 is an audiovisual work by Laura Satilia, cello and voice, and Mark Satilia, video and analog modular synthesizer. Since the formation of our ensemble, Mem1, in 2003, we have developed a shared performance practice based in electroacoustic improvisation. However, we decided to take a different approach in creating this piece. Instead of performing together in real time, the process began with Laura composing and recording the acoustic cello and voice parts, to which Mark added electronics in response. Once the sound was complete, Mark developed a feedback loop between analog video synthesis hardware and custom software written in Max Jitter, and recorded the video as a visual counterpart to the composition. Despite its asynchronous origins, the resulting work is a culmination of our shared aesthetics and understandings as a long-standing improvising ensemble. The piece is named after a fungus that forms on burnt tree remnants from a forest fire, eliciting their rich colors and patterns of growth. Please enjoy. It's true that some of you out there may want to kiss me. I've never been more available for smooching. Alas, it is likely that you live hundreds, if not thousands of miles away from me. And if you wanted to, this Valentine's Day, you could instead send a Valentine by going to Chrissy Jones' website, Big Cartel website, and ordering one, having it sent anonymously. She knows where I live, so she'll be able to go ahead and send it via the mail. And if you don't want to send it to me, you can send it to any number of your other internet crushes. Obviously, since I won't know, what I don't know won't hurt me. And with that being said, I wanted to welcome our next guest, Nathan Trites, to tonight's episode. Nathan, how are you? Afraid there's no audio coming in from Boston, Massachusetts.
Now you should hear me, right?
Oh yeah, loud and proud.
I tried to get fancy. I thought I was just going to make a feedback loop.
Yeah, no doubt. The system is rife with echo and loop. Yeah. Failure of the apparatus, as we used to say back in the 90s. Welcome to the show, Nathan. What do you want to talk about tonight, bro?
We talked about a lot of shit on Wednesday.
Yeah, we did do a pre-interview.
I think what's more interesting is all those pictures I sent you. I want to know what you picked out of that, because I sent you like 150 pictures.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
So I want to know what you found interesting.
I didn't see 150 pictures. I think I only saw like a good 20 or 25.
Maybe been like 80, I don't know.
So there might be some kind of other miscommunication, unfortunately. But that's all right. We're going to go ahead and start screening some images.
Throw some up.
And what we're going to start with is an image of your studio where you are currently and where you repair synthesizers. That's not the correct image. Yeah.
That's exactly where I am.
So what are we looking at here, Nathan?
So I repair synthesizers and pro audio gear. I've had this is my second space. Previous space was just like across the hall. I mean, I cram a lot of shit in here. I've been doing this part-time for about 1.5 years now. Before that, I was doing repair like more infrequently. But at one point, I was doing repair at an amplifier factory full-time for like 8 years.
Yeah, which amplifier company were you working for there for 8 years?
That was Fishman Transducers. If you're acoustic musicians will know them. They did like pickups, preamps, that kind of thing.
What is that audio in the background, man?
This is what I was trying to have plugged in.
Oh yeah.
Synthesizer.
Modular
I don't know if you can hear
synthesizer.
that at all.
Yeah, it's coming in, sort of.
That's good. Yeah, I thought we could make the interview kind of ambient. I don't know.
Yeah. Good thought.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess hit me with some questions.
Yeah.
They're talking about Dave Tree in the chat. Dave Tree is around here all the time. Dave's got some art up in the gallery. There's a gallery here that I was hoping that I could do shows at, but we all know what happened with that over the last year.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a bummer.
You've definitely been putting on shows in the thankless arena that is Boston, Massachusetts.
That's
For a
true.
while. These are some flyers for some of the shows that you used to do.
Yeah, I've done shows on and off in Boston for the last 10 years. Will Mayo's in the chat. I was doing shows with him at O'Brien's in Alston.
Oh, what up, Will Mayo?
Jeremy, you played that a couple times. That was my my DJ night, not hard friends. My DJ night last rights. And then I had like a internet stream, hard friends for a while. And then I started booking shows more frequently when Soaplands was at this space in Roxbury. We did a show with Drew McDowell. We had some other bands play there, and then we started doing like warehouse shows. And then after that, I'm like, I want to keep booking stuff. So the last like 2 years, I was doing things maybe once every couple months or helping other people shows.
Yeah.
Dungeon Acid, Drug Culture, via app, Pod Blots a couple times.
Let's travel back in time and describe to me the vibe, the nightlife, the energy, the roles you would take.
Energy?
Yeah, the energy of what it was all about. To put on DIY punk techno gigs in Boston, Massachusetts.
It's hard booking stuff here. You can't really like go to a club and say, I want to do a show here tonight, or like you want to start a DJ night, unless you're like already involved in that kind of thing. I think people from Providence will be familiar with that. It's weird because I have friends in like San Francisco, and they'll be like, yeah, we wanted to do a DJ night, so we went to this bar that had a night that was open, and we have a DJ night. But in Boston, you're lucky if you can find a bar that will let people book live music or DJs.
Yeah. So what would you do instead as an alternative?
DIY spaces. There's Dorchester Art Project. Lower level is actually an Elks Club, which is like kind of awesome that the best techno club in Boston is an Elks Club. So I don't know. I did some stuff at Washington Art Center in Somerville. Tim Moonvillain was doing stuff in Chinatown.
True.
But scrappy DIY scene.
Yeah. And what about the music that you make yourself? Like, let's delve into that subject.
Mm-hmm.
We've got an example of it right now going in the background.
Synthesizer music?
Yeah.
I have a bunch of shit hooked up right now.
Word. Yeah, walk us through the setup if you don't mind.
What's going on? I mean, there's a few things.
Oh, damn, we got a question in the Twitch chat.
What's the question?
All the way from New York City.
Synthesizers. the first synthesizer I ever fixed was a Roland SH-101 that I bought when I was in high school that someone found in the trash on their way to a show. And I bought it for about what it would cost to get just the parts. And that thing was all smashed up. I ended up stitching that back together, and it was like mostly functional, and I played that for years and years. When I was also in high school, or at the end of that, I met Jessica Ryland Kant, and I started helping her build stuff, and built some, I guess, installation pieces with her. There was the Black Magic console, which was like a feedback synthesizer. I was involved with Flower Electronics when she started that, and I've been building those, or not building, but repairing a lot of that stuff since the company hasn't been active in like 6 years. And yeah, I like vintage synthesizers. I'm starting to learn a lot more about digital stuff, early digital synthesizers, which are basically computers. Things like that. Early digital synthesizers have a lot more in common with computers than, I guess, modern synthesizers are computers.
Right.
But the early ones are like pretty simple computers.
Yeah. Could you go into deeper detail about when you figured that out, or how you decided that, and then your experience with
Decided which? The computer thing?
Yeah.
Or
when you were dealing with old SCI stuff, or ARPs maybe? I don't know.
Really, it's like I've got a Prophet 5 right here that I've been working on and off for about 6 months. And this came to me because the guy that owns it took it to 2 different techs, and both of them told him that it was unfixable, that they'd have to replace the CPU board, which is, if you can find one, probably like 500 to 1,000 minimum. And then I had it making sound within 30 minutes.
Ooh, yeah.
Because it was kind of a stupid problem. It's scary that he paid multiple people money to fix it and they couldn't. But since then, I've been going through and like finding more and more issues, because it's an absurdly, I wouldn't say it's like super complicated, but it's over-engineered maybe. There are 21 VCA chips in it, and some of them do things like, if you turn the volume pot, normally the signal just goes through that and it divides it, and you're just dividing the signal. But it's actually controlling a voltage that's going and controlling a VCA chip, which is just like another source of noise, and it's another point of failure. And if that broke, that's $150 per chip. So it's like owning a vintage car, I guess. It costs as much as a vintage car and takes as much work to maintain.
We're getting a lot of clamoring in the chat. People are asking about CMOS chips, CMOS. We got 3 hard requests. Viewers, don't be shy. If you want to call up and chat with our guests, you know the number. You all have it saved in your contacts as Jeremy Harris.
CMOS chips are cool if you want to replace shit over and over. If you want to turn on... if you want to buy a broken Eventide harmonizer that someone sells as working, and actually like every single chip in it is blown, it's a great hobby to get into.
So they're rather fragile then, you're saying?
Yeah. They're old computers, and you turn them on and things blow up. That Prophet I had running for 8 hours a couple weeks ago
Dave Public.
Totally fine.
Ooh.
When something fails. Hey, Dave.
Dave, goddammit, turn off your device.
My device off?
Oh, fantastic.
Computer.
But I can't hear. All I can hear is you.
You can't hear Nathan, huh?
I can't hear Nathan.
Son of a gun.
Son of a gun.
Nathan, you're gonna have to.
I can still ask my question though. No, it's okay. I can still ask my question. I'll just hang up to hear the answer.
You know what, Dave? I'm gonna turn Nathan up. So Nathan, go ahead and
Turn
come
me
on.
up and make it loud.
Oh my god, that's insane. All right, anyway, caller. What's your question for our guest tonight?
I was curious if Nathan had anything, any nice restored gear for sale. Now that he's at his space there, I know that he often sells refurbished gear that he's done work on himself. I was just curious if he had any of that that he could tell us about. I want to hear his response, so I'm going to hang up now.
All right, East of the Rockies. Thanks so much, and maybe even a website or an email list connected to this pile of gear. Nathan.
Well, my website, sex.club, is really out of date. But I'm trying to think, what do I have for sale right now? Gelmox Airbase. I have a little MFB drum synth. Oh, I'm getting confused because I'm looking at the wrong video now. MFB drum synth. I've got a Nord modular rack. I have a Roland JP8000 that I just fixed that's for sale. A Kai AX80s. I have 3 of those, and I'll sell 2 of those. There's Yamaha TX81Z. There's an what is that? It's a Novation drum station. And there's a Roland or a Boss KM60 mixer. That might be everything. There might be a few small things, but off the top of my head, that's what's up.
6x.club is your website.
Yeah. There's nothing listed on there, but if people email me, I can tell them.
Nice, folks. Reach out.
Anyone that didn't just hear it.
Reach out and get an up-to-date list.
Dave, there's 4 drinks.
Four drinks, folks. Oh, fuck yeah. That's the good shit.
4.
Ooh, damn.
Bring it out.
Ooh, yeah.
Classic. There's a bottle of wine I could open too.
Maybe after the show. Man, you gotta stay
Family
hydrated.
friendly.
Yeah, for sure. Tonight, family friendly. You gotta stay hydrated, in the words of Frank Hurricane. Hell yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Do you have any more questions? Do you want to throw up some pictures or?
Yeah, what's up with this stuff?
Oh, that was those are the best chips I had. I drove from Boston to Missouri in December. Those are the best chips I had on the way there.
And where'd you get them?
That's all. I have no idea. A gas station in Pennsylvania.
Oh, nice. Yeah, a regional treat.
I think so.
This is a meme that you made?
Yes. I didn't make that. No.
You didn't
I
make
thought that
this
was
meme.
funny.
But you made this, right?
I did make that, yeah. So that's a That's a functional circuit board that was also the ticket badge for a show at the Kunstmuseum in Basel, Switzerland. I did that with this designer, David Rudnick, which that kind of came together over Twitter. So it's you take the badge and you can solder a processor onto the back and a display in that window where the chain is going through, and it'll display pictures, or depending on the code, will do whatever. You could have it display pictures. If you use a certain thing and like write the code for it, you could have it so anyone wearing those that also built them, like you could link them up. The DEF CON Hacker Conference is something similar, where every year there's like ID badges, there's circuit boards, and you can build them into like flash things, or sometimes they like put little computers on there.
Are you a hacker as well as a synthesist?
Yes. I can't program. I kind of cobbled that together. I can do circuit board stuff. What do you mean DEF CON? Like, I've been to DEF CON once. Not a computer hacker, but there's some cool workshops there on like security and things like that.
So your interest is almost strictly in audio and event production?
I guess so, yeah.
Same here. Same here. Do you have any current projects that you want to plug and shout out?
I don't think so. I'm just doing repair right now.
All right, folks. But you're not even necessarily looking for clients, right? You don't advertise at all.
No, that's what I told you. I said I don't want to work for people anymore. But I mean, we're all friends here, so
True.
it doesn't hurt to ask.
That's right. If you are a viewer of our program, you can get your synth fixed here.
Yeah, synthesizers, pro audio stuff. I'll do 4-track sometimes.
Goddamn. Oh shit. Classic.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll send you my Mark 414 Mark II in the mail. Although it's possible that I won't need to send it in the mail in the near future. I guess.
No, I may be moving to Providence or Pawtucket.
Yeah, big announcement. The possibility of Nathan relocating down to southern New England.
Yeah, I got the okay from my job, and they're like, when the office opens back up, we might want you to drive up once a week. And I'd rather drive there and back from Providence once a week than every single day. So it's a lot more appealing.
Yeah.
It's kind of gross sounding. I don't know, do you have any questions? Do people in the chat have any questions?
They're just goofing on Dave really hard, it seems.
I don't blame them. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, it looks like Dave is going to come on the show and get tickled. It should be a popular segment, I imagine. We ran through We ran through all the topics that we came up with on Wednesday, Nathan. So I think we're gonna wind things down.
Sounds good to me.
I'm enjoying this music though. I'm hard. You know, I don't necessarily want to run off. You know what I'm curious about actually is your history as a party animal. I was wondering if that existed or not.
My history as a party animal?
Yeah, like a hardcore raver.
Oh, how do you mean a history?
Well, just in the past, if it even exists. If there was ever a segment or a time in your life when you were raving.
Oh, yeah, that was a weird lead. Yeah, I used to do like chiptune music, but it was all like gabber hardcore.
Yeah, so you were making hardcore and gabber.
Gabber and terror kicks, 180 BPM and up. Yeah.
And then, would this music be performed at just straight up raves? People raving?
After I stopped doing that, I did a few shows that were like definitely raves. What was it? We did a New Year's show in Roxbury that Ren played. I think Ren played that. Dev Null played that. I don't remember if it was the first or second one we did, but I played one of those. Some good photos of Tom losing his shit.
Nice. Raving.
But and then I did some other shows in Boston doing that stuff in the last 10 years. Not even last 10 years, last 5 years. But before that, I hadn't played since maybe like 2010.
Yeah.
And most of that was in New York. There's not much of a chiptune scene, or there wasn't at the time anywhere outside of that.
Yeah.
So I was involved in the Pulse Wave shows there. I played Blip Festival with this band Colon Pipe Crew, which is my friends Jordan and Tracy and a couple others.
So the stuff that you're doing now is not as hardcore. It's more like electronic music without beats.
Yeah, synthesizer core.
Is it dissimilar to what you're playing in the background for us tonight, or is it in the same vein? Is it dissimilar to what you're playing for us in the background tonight, or is it in the same vein?
Yeah, the old stuff's very hard.
Okay.
Definitely hardcore techno.
Nice. Well, shit, homie, I think I'm gonna cut you loose.
Go for it.
I want to thank you. I want to thank you once again for coming on the show.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, anytime.
If anyone's interested in repair or wants to buy stuff, I guess help@sysx.club is my email.
We have one more entry tonight. It's going to be extremely loud, so you might want to check out the volume of your playback device. It's an experimental documentary made by Nicole DeMarco in memory of a friend who was killed accidentally by a train out in the Pittsburgh area. This is what we're going to be leaving you with tonight. I want to thank you once again for tuning in, And I can't wait to see you all again next week.